So maybe just give a very high-level overview of that. If you want to hear the details of that kind of backstory of some of that, you can go listen to that product teaser podcast. That'll be a couple episodes back. But at a high level, what's the purpose of this pack, and what is it going to be to people?
Well, I'd say, to make it quick, it's a pack that we want to kind of meet the needs of another group of ultralight backpackers that prefers a more minimal, lightweight setup. They've got their gear system dialed, and it's kind of exactly what they need, nothing they don't need or want, and but it's got a focus on high comfort levels, stability, support while carrying a load, and durability, as well as very lightweight.
I think we design a lot of our packs with like specific avatars and use cases in mind. Our first major pack was the Shadowlight backpack. I think it was designed with thru-hikers in mind, for sure. That was a big focus, but we also designed that with trying to keep, really useful features, along with a framed pack, because to us, a pack is really designed to carry what you need, and sometimes what you need can vary up in weight, even if you're an ultralight backpacker, between food and water carries and winter backpacking and all sorts of things. So we, besides just the weight carry distribution and whatnot, but we were designing that with the idea of, thru-hikers and just giving as much, as many options and some extra organization and whatnot of what we could in a 2-ounce backpack, or excuse me, a 2-pound backpack. With this one, I would say we switched the mentality a little bit, and we also brought in some newer technology when it comes to fabrics that we weren't in love with some of the options at the time of designing that pack. So when we designed the Shadowlight, we looked at DCF. We considered DCF. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, that's Dyneema composite fabric. And we, I don't know, I didn't love it. I specifically remember thinking, I don't like this stuff. I don't feel like it's durable enough. It's light, and in a laboratory it tests really well, but I didn't have confidence in it. And
I think that's probably the best way to sum it up is we definitely could have done it, and it would have provided, one or two unique properties. But as an all-encompassing fabric, there was, I'd say, a little bit of discomfort, or we just weren't totally confident in having that be our one backpack at that point.
Yeah, but there's been new developments in fabrics which we've been able to roll into this piece, and so besides being just more streamlined, I would say in many ways we increased durability, and we, I don't know if this is arguable or not arguable. Maybe you can add to this. It's arguably even more comfortable than the Shadowlight. I don't know if you say that or not. Not to compare to our own products so much, but to give it could be.
Point. Depending on the user and the use case, it certainly could be perceived as more felt comfort for whoever's using it. If anything, it's just comfortable in a different way, in that it's a little more what's the word?
I've been using
allowing of a little bit more movement and agility or range of motion.
Yeah. So that all being said, I feel like this pack really shines for people that are really focused on just doing bigger efforts, big days, through hikes, because it is that more streamlined approach to a pack, a little bit less pocketing and organization. But man, this thing can just meld onto your body and you can feel very, very at one with the pack. And when you're doing big mile days, that's really, really important. We are also able to shave off 5 ounces out of the pack and increase overall durability with the fabrics we were able to use. So, I think that's a pretty good high-level overview here. I mean, we're obviously really excited about this pack. I'm more and more excited with this pack the more I use it, and it's been fun to kind of pull together some of the promotional aspects of this, and I'm all hyped up about it. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, one more thing I would add to the comfort is, realistically, I hope maybe it is that my hope is that it would be perceived as more comfortable, because that would mean that there's some progression going on there. I wouldn't want to, let's say we had a pack 10 years ago. I would certainly hope that our pack now is more comfortable than then. And so the idea is that we're just trying to reach more backpackers with this pack. We recognize that one pack isn't going to make everybody happy. And we're certainly going to apply everything we can to make the best pack at any given time that we can. And so if it is more comfortable, that'd be great.
Well, and I think that brings up a good point to highlight about just our values. Our values really are that a pack is not a knapsack or whatever you call on your back. It's not just a tube that's just collectively holding things together so it's even possible to carry. It really is that we want the pack to not be a pain point, not be a problem point, feel one with your body, so that your focus is on the miles ahead, so that your focus is on being present and not being uncomfortable, not having a pack issue, not having discomfort or a hot spot or poor load management where it's altering the way that you walk, right? I mean, you get some of these packs that the weight, like you can keep stuffing things into pockets until it shoots 2 feet off of your back, and now you've got this weight pulling you backwards all the time. And so for us, we really value, like at extreme level, the comfort of the pack and its ability to carry the load comfortably in all situations, right? Not just when you have a minimal 8-pound base weight kit, but when you're also going out winter backpacking, when you're here in Utah and you are carrying 6 liters of water, or when we head out on the Uinta Highline Trail and most of us, excluding Brigham, were carrying 6 days worth of food. There's these scenarios that are real world, real life scenarios that really, really matter. And the pack should empower you. It should allow you to look at any trail and feel confident to do it, not say, this is a long carry. I don't want to do it because it doesn't work for my pack, but rather the pack say I can handle whatever you throw at me, even if it is a 7-day trip out of one pack, and staying comfortable there. So load management, load carry is I don't know, do I dare say priority number one? I mean,
it's absolutely one of, if not the top priority. You mentioned before there was a bit of kind of focus on like the target person or user of this pack, and it's somebody that's probably doing lots of miles over repeated days, whether that's just a 1 week, 100+ mile hike or a full through hike. I guess the attention was given to knowing that what may be tolerable in terms of like slight discomfort or how it maybe affects your body movement. What may be tolerable or acceptable at like 8 to 10 miles could really drastically decrease the quality of your experience after, say, 20 miles in a given day. And so that's where we wanted to focus on. Yes, we're making a very minimal pack, but we are going to focus on everything we can to make the pack not inhibit or restrict people's potential on the trail or out there in the backcountry. We want people, like you said, to just be able to tackle any trip and not have the pack be a reason why they can't do XYZ. So
there's a purpose and a reason for a pack that's like super niche focused, right? Like a running pack. It's very specific to that. This is a backpacking pack, but what we kept in this pack is the ability to do all terrain, all types of backpacking. I literally used this pack in January to snow ski into an area, and I was carrying a full winter tent, hot tent setup. So I had a large 6-person, I believe, TP tent with a titanium stove, all of my layers, my sleeping bag, everything in this pack. I was still able to do it, as well as take this pack on the Uinta Highline and everywhere in between, down into the desert. It's just an empowering pack that I think people are going to really be able to appreciate for that. And I guess just along with that, like, there definitely are packs out there where everyone's trying to make their packs comfortable, I feel like. But there's certain packs you can find out there, and ours is definitely one of them, where I feel like down to the shoulder harness, we're just doing iteration after iteration, trying to micro-tune comfort and adjustability. And we might have mentioned this in the first podcast, but I bet we had 10 prototypes on just the harness structure, the shoulder strap cuts. And we were changing them, sometimes millimeters at a time to optimize those cuts better and better. And so sometimes when you're looking at maybe really niche ultralight cottage brands or other things, I don't know that I have confidence that they're doing the same level of work and focus. And they're also really building a pack that's maybe only able to carry 20 pounds max load capacity, and that's just not going to cut it for what we feel like. If you're making a substantial investment in gear, that gear needs to be able to work in a lot of environments typically. So